Always been interested in Vietnam because I was so close to going, just by a few years. I had two cousins and uncle who went, and the looks on their faces when they heard the news was like they just received a death sentence. And that's about what it was. So I study Vietnam sometimes, and it's just interesting because a lot of the people that I listen to, and I don't mean in public or my personal life, because they don't want to talk about it. But people that do want to talk about it, they sit here and they tell you stuff like that the government tells them that they're probably going to die. And in the end, you know, it's like 54,000 Americans died, 2,000 Viet Cong died, I know, or not 2,000, 2 million. And it's just that thing, you know. I mean, some uncle came back, and he came back just like nothing happened. And he says when he got off the plane, as soon as he stepped into Vietnam, it was like an oven was turned on. So it was so hot and so humid that it was just stifling, you know. And you're fighting against an army that is not only has been supplied by the Soviets and the Chinese, but they also just whipped the shit out of the French. So you're dealing with a smaller army that is on their turf, and they turn to many things like booby traps that are just mind-blowing booby traps. You know, just crazy stuff like getting the most venomous snake in their country and nailing its tail up against a path where it's real narrow. And when a soldier walks by, this pissed off snake just bites him. They're called two-step Charlies. And there's all kinds of booby traps to watch out for. You know, you see a souvenir, something you think would be a cool souvenir, don't touch it, man. You'll get your fucking arm blown off. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy. So, you know, and we go through a number of presidents, and we had there was 2 Kennedys assassinated during that time. Nixon finally ended the war, but he really paid a price for it. And you know, and it's kind of a funny thing because back in World War II, you had 2 generals, MacArthur and Patton, who were eventually relieved of their duty because of what they wanted to do. Patton wanted to march into the Soviet Union and wipe those fuckers out. And MacArthur wanted to bomb the shit out of all the industrial crap in China. And the Truman wouldn't let him do it. And look where we're at now, right? So that affected that affected the Vietnam War quite a bit. And it's affecting us even today. So anyway, so I think of that stuff because I was just a couple years away from that, using wet shaving products, black pepper, and my aftershave. I found this little stash. You bring these when I travel. This is actually Madame Scolioli. I don't know if it's any good. I know the bottle I had was turning, so I'll have to check that out. If not, I'll use the Clubman Musk. The razor of the day. I don't think I'm gonna do any straight razor shaving along the way. It takes too long and all this stuff. So I'm gonna take my fat boy. I'm gonna take my, that's right, my Valet Auto Strop. I don't know where I gotta find the blades. But I do have a package of the vintage blades still wrapped in plastic, everything. So I got that going for me. But today I think I'm gonna shave with my Gillette Tuckaway. Now, the first time I used this razor, it was a little harsh. But that was the razor, the blade that I used was a either a Raspera or something, one of those razors I got there. And so I did a review on all my vintage razors one time, and I put a laser in that one, and that thing shaved so good. Oh my God, it's so good. Got some funk Medina going on my damn nose again. All right, so the soap smells soapy. That's my big complaint with this soap. It's a good soap and everything. It's just my blather might be a little bit loose. Anyway, so yeah, Vietnam trips me out. You know, it's like, you know, the Neil Young song, mean America protested, say, bring these fucking guys home, you son of a bitches. Because, you know, in the end, we did leave in disgrace. Because the Soviets and the Chinese contributing to the Viet Cong proved to be too much for us. And we had some fucking firepower over there. We really fucking did. We had some firepower that would just wipe out, just boom. So, pretty spooky shit. Uncle's saying that when he was over there, that he was supposed to pull guard duty. It's like his second week in this place, in this what did he call it, encampment or some shit. And there we go, nice and combed. And he said that he had a he was told to pull guard, so he did. Nice and smooth. And he said he was like 10 feet away from a guy. It was at night. Yeah, smoking a cigarette. Psh, bang! Right now, right between the eyes. Sniper got him. This thing's as smooth as silk. So he never smoked. He never smoked at night. I don't give a shit, he said. And do you know one horrifying thing about that place was that you're often stretched thin. And you got to remember, these Viet Cong, they dug all kinds of tunnels like rats. And so they would just pop up out of fucking nowhere, man. It's like, whoa. Drinking the Sundari. But the other horrifying reality is that, our guys had M16s. The Viet Cong, guess what they have? Come on, guess what they have? Guess what they use for weapons? The AK-47. The most indestructible weapon ever. The M16 would sometimes jam in a firefight. Can you imagine that? You dependent on a weapon to protect you, and you're right there, blah, 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 and it jams. What happens next? Well, guess what happens next? You're going to go to hell. So, I like using this because I can go right against the grain right here. That is a spot. It's a spot I cannot get my straight razor. (1920s) tuckaway. It's a good razor. So, Uncle and only one of my cousins came back, and he was loony. It took him 30 years to get anywhere close to normal. You know what I mean? But both of them were addicted to heroin, and it took a lot. And you got to imagine something. Heroin over there was like really cheap, super cheap. And some people defected. Some soldiers defected because they didn't want to come back to the States. Because they wouldn't be able to afford the drugs. Can you imagine that? You got to be going into a situation pretty fucked up to begin with to think like that. No shit. Love it. I love this razor, man. This razor here does things a straight razor can't. Gotta make sure it's tight. Gillette has been pretty damn good, though, about making razors. I mean, he made razors. I made razors I know for World War II vets, not vets, but combat soldiers. See what that feels like. A little bit right there is all. Oh yeah. Yeah. True soldiers in Nixon's calling. We're finally on our own. That was a big deal, Kent State. Oh yeah, it's fucking crazy. It's like, man, now the sweet shave, man. Got some teenage pimplitis going on in a couple of places. I don't know why, but you know, crazy enough, people actually volunteered to go to Vietnam, and I guarantee you they did not know what they were getting into, because as soon as they hit the fucking ground and got assigned to do some shit, it's like, whoa. Because we had big convoys of soldiers, and they had trucks and delivering the howitzers and supplies, all this stuff. Man, that was a big move. And it was met with some resistance, but there was like a path clear. I mean, they just dropped 100,000 pounds of bombs just to wipe anything out, so that the soldiers had no opposition. I mean, can you imagine seeing that shit? You know, can you imagine seeing that? But you know what? In the end, Saigon fell. You know, Nixon did what the public asked, and probably what his heart asked too. He says, "Get these fucking boys out of there, man. These guys are getting all fucked up, coming back with bone off arms and shit, fucking face all disfigured. For what? To fight communism? Fuck, you got Russia and China, you know, fighting against our efforts, you know." Fucking waste, man. It's fucking kind of pissed me off, really, because you know what? We didn't go in there. I mean, we had like Australians. I know 12 New Zealanders died in that effort. I can't remember what the fucking English were doing. But it's like, you know, the world just stood back. Let America take care of it. And it kind of sucked because, you know, you got my fucking cousin over there taking care of shit. You know, and what ended up happening? You know, Saigon fucking fell. Okay, I'm going to use this. No, man, here's something I haven't used for a while. Some Spanish cologne, some Spanish aftershave. Floyd Suave. It's got dust on it even. All right, so a quick update on our freeze dryer. Oh yeah, this stuff smells so good, feels so good too. We did a batch of, carrots, what the hell's that fucking root vegetable my wife grew. Anything she grows is like coming out tasting really good. And she got cucumbers, sliced them up like little chips, and she seasoned one with a ranch type thing. And anyway, so I pulled the batch out last night. I put them all in little jars. Anyway, so my job is to put them in this thing. This is what they look like. Sweet potatoes. I think they're turnips. I haven't even tasted one of these turnips. wife likes it, but she has a weird taste. We have the cucumbers. Anyway, they're really good. They're really flavorful. And we did a bread. We did our what's called a burn. You fill the trays up with bread, and then you turn the thing on, and bread absorbs any of that odor that might be in there because it's brand new. But I got the bread just dry as a popcorn fart. And what I did is I just wrapped it in a wet paper towel. It came right back. So right now I have a steak in there, a ribeye steak. Cooked it with spices and put it in there. See what happens. Now you're supposed to be able to just add water and reconstitute it. But can you imagine how good that's going to be? I mean, you can store food like that where it's going to be good forever, pretty much. You know, as opposed to canning or something. Plus it's light. It's light. It's not going to break. And the containers aren't going to break. Anyway, so this is guys, so this Gentleman's Edge. Just shaved with these two bouncing Betties. Y'all take care, man. Thanks for sticking with me. And remember, even if it's nighttime and your straight razor's over there, it's still a good day for a shave. Take care, man. Bye.